Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Stuff and Whiskey Lounge. And we have 2 pours in front of us, or 2 glasses in front of us, but it's all from this single sample jar that was drawn at random from our blind sample pool, full of a bunch of bourbons and ryes, as well as American single malts and international whiskeys. It is a clear sample jar, so we know it's a bourbon or a rye. We have some other things to record today, so we need to know if we're walking into something peated or not.
Yeah.
But this is not going
peated.
to be that.
Yay.
But we taste completely blind like this to give you the most honest opinions possible. Because we don't know what we're drinking, we don't have any bias as far as labels or hype or price tags. But we'll let you know what we think about it. We will find out the price tag and see how that matches up to how we feel about the pour that we just had. And then we'll find out what we're drinking. So if you like that sort of thing, think about subscribing to the channel. You get more content like this in your feed. So let's get it on the nose. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, I want to see what you come up with.
I mean, it smells good. It smells like sweet, kind of like butterscotchy, caramelly.
Okay.
Maybe kind of dry. I don't know. It smells like alcohol. It smells like whiskey.
It's fair. Hey.
It smells like whiskey, and it smells pretty good from what I can tell.
Hey.
That's what I got.
This is what we do. We hang out together. We have some pours. We love to do that with our friends, so thank you for being our friend today. Yeah. And
thank you for being a friend.
I just did that last week, or 2 weeks ago, I think.
It's a great song.
I know. But we're going to get copyright strike.
No, we won't.
From Betty White Beyond the Grave is going to come back and smite us.
No, Betty White would never. She would never.
So I agree with all your notes here. I'm getting a little bit of corniness.
I'm getting some grain. Like, I went back for a second sip while we were speaking, and it got a little grainy, meaning like corn, I guess. Is when I say grainy, I'm not thinking corn, but every time I say grainy, you say corn, so then it must be corn.
When I say grain, you say corn. Grain.
Corn.
Grain.
Corn.
Okay. Sorry. Now that everybody's gone.
Okay.
Let's get this on the palate.
All right. We're a hot mess.
Okay.
Okay, it's not as sweet on the palate.
Really?
To me.
Interesting.
It's kind of watery.
I'm getting quite a bit of sweetness on this, personally speaking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I needed another first sip.
Yeah, you can't trust that first one. Yeah, wow.
Okay. If I really search for it, I can get like a Twizzler note.
Okay.
As far as like sweetness.
Okay.
Like, this is okay. I have an initial rating.
Well, let's give it a minute.
I know.
I'm going to say that I do think this is pretty good for what it is, for what it seems to be, which it seems to be bourbon. It could be even craft bourbon, but man, it's got like this chocolate caramel. It leans into that candy bar vein. There is a like kind of fruity sweetness in there. I see your Twizzlers note a little bit.
Like, if I search for it, I have to search for it. Otherwise, it's not super sweet to me.
Yeah, it's really in the background. If this was not craft and it's a legacy distillery, it probably aligns the most closely with something in the vein of Jim Beam. But like some of the nicer Jim Beam releases that get a little bit of the nutty chocolate caramel with a little bit of a raspberry type of note, like a raspberry.
Interesting. Not
tart, but like a little bit of raspberry jam that's part of a bigger dish that has some darker flavors going on in it. But yeah, I got a good bit of barrel spice and oak on the finish that second sip. The finish stuck around. You said watery earlier. I'm not getting watery at all.
I kind of am. I would say it's soft. Like, there's an astringency to it. Like, you can feel that it's alcohol, but I think it kind of like dissipates fairly quickly for me. So anyway.
Yeah, I just think, look, sometimes palate depending on your personal preferences, people can have big time differences in the way they're experiencing a glass of whiskey. And I think that's what we're seeing right here. And while we love tasting blind, so we can highlight it, because if we knew what we were drinking, me as more of a whiskey nerd, I would know all the common notes with that distillery or product. So doing it this way really does kind of level the playing field. But even with that being done, you and I are still having quite different experiences.
Yeah.
So you're saying thin, not very sweet, disappears kind of fast.
Yeah.
And I'm getting quite a bit of sweetness in this. I'm not going to say it's super mouth coating or super oily or super long finish, but all those things are definitely, I would consider to be medium to moderate.
Okay.
And for what it is, I think it is a pretty good pour. So,
okay.
Rating?
I'm going to go just okay.
Yeah. We didn't see that one coming a mile away.
Well, I mean, yeah, just okay for me. There's no explaining necessary. It just is what it is.
I'll go thumbs up. I actually do like this. Something like this, I would be pretty happy paying somewhere in the neighborhood of like $50 to $70 if it's craft.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's craft, and I'm thinking that that's the wheelhouse it should fall within.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's even a little bit more expensive than that. Like to me, there's not a ton going on in the glass, but there is merit here for me. Okay. Tastes very bourbony. Hopefully we said that earlier.
Yeah, I think
there's a lot of common bourbon notes. Price on sample number 60 in our pool.
It's 100.
I'm not mad. I don't think that's bad value.
So I didn't dislike what I was drinking. I just think for me, from what I like, I don't think it is for me. I'm not going to go down to thumbs down. I think if you like what's in the glass, you'll find 100 a reasonable value, like a good price for it. But it's just not what I want. So I'm not going to spend 100 on it.
So you're just okay is basically saying it's not a hard pass because it's not bad,
right?
But it's just not for you.
Right. It's not for me.
Yeah. I need to take a sip with $100 in mind and see if I would pay that for it.
That was a sip in solidarity with you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anything. Anytime.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And anything for you, boo. Anything for you.
Man, it really is tough to go just okay or thumbs up here. I'm not sure where I want to land.
So if you had $100 that you could spend on whatever you wanted, would you buy this bottle?
Here's the thing. Here's where, and my answer is what I was about to say before you asked that question. This is where knowing what it is actually helpful, because I might give, if it's a craft distillery, I would give credit to it for being this good, and I would be happy paying 20 or 30 more bucks than I really was wanting to spend based on the fact that I'm supporting a small craft distillery.
Okay, yeah.
If it's a legacy distillery and I can get other things out there, like Knob Creek 12 would be a great substitute for this. There are other things that exist on the market that you could sub out for this for less money. So that's where it matters. If I'm being honest, if I were in a store and I got to try this, and then they're like, here's a bottle on the shelf. You can buy this right now if you want for $100. I would have to have the spare money. I would not be jumping to buy it. I would need to have $100 burning a hole in my pocket. Okay.
Well, also, you are allowed to change your mind once we find out what this is.
Yeah, but the official rating is locked in before the reveal.
Okay.
So, by the way, we keep a spreadsheet of all of our ratings on every pour, as well as links to the videos and all that stuff. That's available to our Patreon community. You can join that in the video description. Their link in the video description below. It's also where you get our barrel picks. We do a boatload of barrel picks, and we release those. We pick awesome barrels from distilleries that fit our profile. We put our stamp of approval on and make them available to you guys. And it's just a fun thing that we do. And even in some of the upper tiers, people get to come along for those barrel picks. So if you want to check all that out, you can check it out over on Patreon. I think my official rating for this is one that I've never been more torn on before, ever.
What is it?
And I'm going to stay thumbs up.
Okay.
It is perhaps the softest thumbs up I've ever given, because I don't love it at 100, but I don't hate it at 100, and I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm just feeling
extra generous today.
Yeah, maybe I'm just in a good mood, and I'm feeling like I want to. Let's be positive, right? Okay. Thumbs up.
All right.
What are we drinking?
That's my blood type.
Be positive? Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Oh, this is a wheated bourbon.
Really?
Well, it says wheated whiskey. I don't know if it's bourbon. I'm going to assume it's bourbon. Old Elk Double Wheat.
Maybe it's I don't know much about the Old Elk Double Wheat, and I'm going to find it out while I'm making the banner that you're seeing right now. But the Double Wheat may be their wheated whiskey mixed with their wheated bourbon. For all I know.
Okay, and it is 107.1 proof. And this is thanks to Bill and Delia Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Gave us the sample. So thank you, Bill and Delia. We appreciate that.
Okay, now that corny graininess makes sense. I don't think this has a ton of age on it. It also has a little like grain funk or just funk.
See, I didn't get funk. I didn't get funk or sour.
I didn't get sour. That's a good point.
Why would we get corn if it's wheat whiskey?
Well, it's still bourbon. At least part of it is probably a lot of corn.
But why are we picking up a corn note if it's high wheat?
It could be the combination of the corn and the funk. And also think about when you smell, like, I feel like this is something we've never said on the channel, but you absolutely despise wheat bread.
Whole wheat bread.
You just don't
All bread is made from wheat. I just don't like whole wheat bread.
Right. You're a white bread girl.
I am.
So, you know, it's all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, guys.
Okay.
Like, Erin is just against wheat bread, wheated bourbon, wheated whiskey.
Not all wheated bourbon.
Not all.
Pretty much all whole wheat bread, though.
Yeah, and most wheated bourbons and wheat whiskeys.
Most wheated bourbons, but not all. Not all wheated whiskeys, but a lot of them. Okay. I mean, this was good for what it was. It's just not for me. That makes sense.
Yeah, taking a sip now, knowing what it is. Not a craft distillery necessarily. Old Elk's got a lot of money behind what they do over there. And Greg Metz, the master distiller who used to be at MGP, is running operations. I think they actually still have a lot of their stocks at MGP. But it is good whiskey. It's, again, not bowling me over for $100, but I don't think if you spent that amount of money on a bottle of this, you would necessarily be getting ripped off. Whether you like it or not is going to be palate dependent.
Yeah.
And we just showed that, and we show it time and time again by tasting blind like this every week.
Yeah. Even for me, it's not for me, but I do not think this is a ripoff.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. I think that's it for this one.
Yeah.
Again, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it.
Absolutely.
Think about subscribing, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Sneak in one past your wheat dar.
Yeah. Would you like the rest of it?
Yeah.
There was no like sour funk. I didn't get that at all.
I got more woody and grain, like corn, like wood and corn is what I got more on it, and not that sour. Like for you, Buffalo Trace wheaters have a sour tinge, and for that matter, a lot of even lower aged Buffalo Trace non-wheaters get a sour tinge for you.
Interesting. Maybe it's just a Buffalo Trace thing with me.
Could be. But yeah, just Old Elk. I'm trying to think in the catalog of Old Elk products that I've tried, this is probably on the more enjoyable end, if not, other than a single barrel pick.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most enjoyable Old Elk products I've ever tried.
Cool.
Personally speaking. I just wonder if it's not a special release.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the person you want to ask about that.
Well, it was on the screen earlier. I'm going to find out in a minute.
Gotcha.